I'm Shauna Miles, and this is my series on Black writers you should know. This is Phillis Wheatley. She was born in 1753. Here are 5 things that you should know about her. Number 1, she had asthma. When she was brought from Africa, from Gambia or Senegal around that time, she was just about 7 years old, and she was so frail that they sent her to the Boston port instead of down south because they figured that she would die soon and she wouldn't be fit for harsh labor. Number 2, Phillis is the name of the slave ship that she was brought on. And she most likely knew her own name, but it hadn't survived. She ended up taking the name of the slave ship and her owners, the Wheatleys. Number 3, she was often thought to be a race traitor. They weren't really checking for her as a Black abolitionist because she didn't really write on abolitionist themes. Often, most of her work is elegies or about deaths, but that was what people were paying for. But that's not really fair. Here is a poem that she wrote. I, young in life, by seeming cruel fate, was snatched from Afric's fancied happy seat. What pangs excruciating must molest, what sorrows labor in my parents' breast. Steeled was that soul, and by no misery moved, that from a father sees his babe beloved. Such my case, and can I then but pray others may never feel tyrannic sway. So this would have had to been about not just other slaveholders, but the Wheatleys themselves as well. So it's really not fair to say that she was just not talking about those types of themes at that time. Number 4, she met George Washington. She was invited to see George Washington after she wrote a poem to him in 1776. She was lauded as the most well-known, most published, most popularly known poet in the British Empire, and then eventually in the new nation, the unofficial poet laureate of the Americas. Number 5, she was investigated. Of course, you had 1776, so she must have had to prove that she was writing the poem. So she was investigated in an oral examination by John Hancock, the signer of the Declaration of Independence, and the governor of Massachusetts. And bonus, she may have also negotiated her own freedom by having her book published in London instead of the Americas, where she would have been able to be freed. Phyllis.